This is Tanara Kuranov, your friendly neighborhood gamer mouse, and we're going to be playing some Glider Pro today, which is another game by John Calhoun, if you didn't already know that, and was made in 1994, and had a CD edition come out sometime later, which is what I'm familiar with, but it all essentially plays the same, which is essentially a enhanced and slightly cheerier version of Glider 4, whereas Glider 4 had a slightly darker, stormier aesthetic. Glider Pro tended to have a much happier, cheerier aesthetic, so I don't know. Otherwise, it kinda all plays the same, at least, so with that in mind, let's get started. We're going to be doing the Demo House and Davis Station today, which is one of the houses that came with the CD edition of Glider Pro. We are actually not doing the default house to start with because the default house is actually kind of hard. It has somewhere around 400 plus rooms, so that's fun. Yeah, we're saving that for later when I am a bit better at this and have a bit more patience. So, yeah. And any tips if you're wanting to run this in emulation? Try to get the newest build of Sheepshaver possible, disable Quick Draw acceleration, and disable Quick Draw options from within Glider Pro itself, and give it a bit more memory. So with that in mind, let's start. It does mean it takes a little while longer to load, but it plays much smoother, so it's worth it. Trust me. Anyway, starting with the Demo House, which is apparently not made by John Calhoun, funny enough, but Kim Money. Not quite sure who that is. I kind of wish I had some, bios or something on these people, but I have no idea. So, yeah. And yeah, there are different types of clocks in Glider Pro that are worth different amounts of points. And there's also no time bonuses or anything like that anymore. So you can just kind of leisurely go from room to room and explore things. And yeah, we're just kind of doing the demo house first, so I don't have to talk too much while I'm trying to concentrate on other houses about how the mechanics of Glider Pro works. So yeah. And yeah, there's little QuickTime videos that can play on the TVs and whatnot for each house, and they're different for each house too, so if somebody makes a custom house, they can make their own videos to go in there. Oh, and you can actually turn around in this one. If you remember the Glider 4 video I did, I couldn't do that, and it was kind of a pain. So yeah, if you hit both left and right, then you can turn. The sound might be a slight bit wonky under emulation, but yeah. If you're that concerned about any inaccuracies that might result from emulating this, this will work on so many classic Macintoshes, and there's an OS X port as well, I believe. I'm not sure which versions of OS X, or if there's like a if it's Intel compatible or not. I'm not entirely sure what versions that's supposed to work with, because if I remember right, that's a pretty old port. But yes, I remember the little point secrets over there. Oh, and where are you going? I love the little Easter eggy room names. Out here. Out of bounds. Lawrence, Kansas. That was the room name out there. I do wonder if there's anything really far out there. You know what? I'm gonna way out here. Let's see. Kim's Cloud. I'm just seeing what room names are out there, and I think you can look at these things in the room editor and see what all's there if you're really curious. But yeah, that's the demo house. Just kind of gives you the basics of how everything works. I love the little things like, there's definitely not a secret area down here. Yep, House Slumberland has over 400 rooms. Oh boy howdy. Yeah, we're not doing that yet. I also love how my freaking name is 14 letters. It's so close to not freaking fitting in there. Yeah, I'm just being silly now. Okay. Now I'm kind of curious. Davis Station is pretty easy, so I just want to see if there's anything like way out there, because the battery's not really used for much of anything else in this house. There's not anything that seems to require it, so I'm kind of curious how far out the level goes. So let's find out. Also, do you get points for popping balloons? Nah, you just get them out of the way. I figured as much, otherwise there would be a way to grind for points, and that would just be kinda silly. And not really show your skill in the house. Leave through the window. I also love the little hand-stitched home up there. It's a nice little touch. I guess there's no bonus points on the soup can then. It's just a soup can. Okay. Yoink. Also, there's no weird room transitions like there was in Glider 4 there, where you could just kinda go back and forth between a room and the transition music would blast at you over and over again. Oh, yeah, I guess that's the edge of the level, so there you go. I guess if you go out that far, it just kinda... I keep mixing up the buttons. I'm not gonna wanna not do that. Well, I had to know. I was curious. Okay. Anyway, now that I'm done messing around with that, let's load another house. And yeah, there's a bunch of houses in here, and I have a bunch of houses from the Glider Pro Village too, and the archive that comes on the garden also comes with e-zines and stuff like that too. So. There's a lot of content here, so if you guys want more Glider, there will be more Glider, trust me. Okay, so Davis Station. This one's kind of a Kansas-inspired, pretty easy map. It looks nice, and it's good for the Glider novice. And yeah, John Calhoun is from Kansas, and I'm essentially from Kansas. I wasn't actually born in Kansas, but given how early the move to Kansas was, as far as my brain can remember, I'm from Kansas. So, yeah. Anyway. Howdy, neighbor. Glad you could stop on into our little town. Yeah, it's definitely a rural Kansas sort of thing. 4 stars, house by John Calhoun and Paul Finn. Okay. Oh, there's like little custom background noises too. Huh. Yeah, this is like a very pretty sort of map that's just kind of meant for enjoying the scenery sorts thing. Provide a mild challenge. Olathe. Yeah, it's like, it's not to say that these houses are boring, but they are fairly easy, so if you're a seasoned Glider Pro sort of person, it's just kind of a cruise, a leisurely cruise through a level. There's not a whole lot of like alternate paths or anything yet. None of that sort of thing. At least not as far as I can tell yet. There probably are some, but... Oh. Huh, the one ball stopped bouncing once I got over here. And that ball stopped bouncing. Did it stop bouncing when I hit the switch? What the heck? I turned it back on. I could turn the bouncing of a ball back on. Okay. Sure, why not? Oh, I noticed the little C&G mug there. Cassidy and Green. They're the publishers of a lot of Mac stuff, actually, but Glider Pro and I believe Glider 4 were published by Cassidy and Green as commercial products. Yeah, so there's a little bit of trivia for you today. Also, something you can do if you need to boost but don't have battery is you can shoot rubber bands in an opposite direction. That was a bad idea, though. What I really need to do is turn that on and hit that vent. Okay. Wow, look at the thermometer there. It's over 90 degrees. I wonder if J and C is a reference to anything. Ah. Oh, and don't get stuck on the spider webs. That's basically a kill. So, yeah. Whoa! Oh, okay. Apparently we get lifted clear up here. Neat, I guess. Tipsy. Yeah, that is a very unstable looking stack of crates right there. How do I get that clock then? Maybe if you go like way up on that high vent and like go completely over, you could get the clock. Okay, so there's a few like extra little bonus things. I think this, yeah, I wasn't sure. I was like, I think that warps you. But I wasn't sure. This is one of the few levels I actually remember completing as a kid, because it was relatively easy. I never completed Slumberland as a kid, because that house is actually pretty hard, as I mentioned. 400 plus rooms. I can't remember how many exactly, but... Ew. Well... Yeah, let's try that again. Well, I'm number 2, which means Ozma's still up there. Okay, yeah. Let's try that again. That wasn't a very good attempt at it. I died due to stupid things that I should have known better on. Because in this game you can actually see the state of switches, unlike Glider 4, which is a very major improvement. You can actually see the state of switches. You can't see whether they're reversible or not, because some switches only go one way, and some switches can only be flipped once, and you have no clue which switches those are, just by looking at them. But you can at least see what state they're in, so granted, if you were a particularly, let's say, since we're being family friendly here, let's say devilish house developer, I think you could make the heated... Well, no, actually... Because I think the heated means on, so you can't switch something off by turning a switch. Or can you? It's been so long since I've messed with the house editor, so I actually can't remember. But yeah, I suppose if you're feeling particularly dastardly, then there's lots of things you can do with the How said it? Oh, I wonder if that's accurate. Yeah, it is about 3:45 right now. I was like, if I remember right, the clocks actually show real time? So, yeah, they do. Which is another nifty little attention to detail feature that's in Glider Pro. There is a reason people talk about Glider Pro so often. It's a fun game, yes, but there's also all the just little touches that make it what it is. Got my keys mixed up again. Okay. But yeah, like, see, the clocks actually show you real time, and it's kind of neat. I just wonder if I can get the clock. Yeah, there we go. I do miss out on exploring that room down there that way though, don't I? Or do I? Yeah, I guess no matter where I go, I can't go down to the soapy room, but ah well, it's fine. We saw it. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm having. Ow. I don't know why I did that. I thought maybe I could just harmlessly bump against the. I seem to remember being able to harmlessly bump against cabinets and such, but in Glider Pro. Or is that the iOS version of Glider that lets you do that? I'm getting all these versions of Glider mixed up. I should say the iOS/Mac app version of Glider, which is just the one house, which it's not a bad house. It's actually a pretty big house, but I don't know, it just doesn't have quite that same old school Glider charm, and there's no level editor or anything like that, so I don't know. I could imagine Glider being on Steam or something like that and having the workshop level editor sort of capabilities, and I think that would be really neat. Heck, the Glider Pro here actually supports custom graphics, which you can see with this map, and if we do some more of the oh shoot. But yeah, if we do some more of the custom houses, especially stuff like Art Museum and Leviathan, good heavens, Leviathan, you'll see a lot of the custom artwork capability. And there's even one that uses a forgotten debug feature to change the code of the game, which that's a special one. Sea caves. That's something that might deserve its own in-depth video when I do the Calhoun-a-thon. It might deserve just a side video all its own, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff to talk about with Glider Pro especially. There are custom Glider 4 houses, but Glider Pro is where a lot of the stuff to talk about is. So yeah, feels kind of nice being on the internet where I can actually go on these little rants and people probably actually listen. It's kind of nice. I'm not used to people actually being interested in this sort of thing. It's kind of neat. Oh, okay, good thing we went up here. Kinda wanted that star. Dark corner. Yeah, that's a good idea, right? Oh, wow, okay. Okay, time to go in the mailbox, I think. I think that's what we're supposed to do, right? Yeah. Okay. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to be explored with Glider. Like, I hope there's some interest in this, because I mean, there's so much to do with this. Oh, this is like pre-greased. Okay. Oh boy. Lots of water. Freud would love this. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna explain that. I'm trying to be family friendly here. Although I suppose any sort of juvenile schoolyard taunts would gladly introduce what they're talking about to you, but is this a missile silo instead of a grain silo? Oh my goodness. Is this a silo? Yes. Yes, it is. So there's a missile silo hidden on this little tiny place of Davis Station. Aha. Okay. Well, that's something. We teleport, and it's to a balloon. Chubby. Okay. Slim Fast. Anybody remember Slim Fast? This game does, apparently. Okay, that was Davis Station. Come back real soon, if you're ever out this way. So yeah, it's a friendly little level. Although that makes me wonder what happens if you go below the hot air balloon. Do you just die? Or what? Now I'm curious. There we go. Nice little friendly greeting message at the end of it. There we are. You know what? I'll yeah, I think I'll just leave it at that. I'm guessing if you go below the hot air balloon, it probably just kills you or elevates you or something. I don't know. Heck, let's run through it one more time. I'm having too much fun with Glider Pro anyway. It's been so long. It's one of those things that takes you back, you know? Just having a big old fit of nostalgia here. And it's fun anyway, so I mean, why not? There's really no reason to not, I suppose. I mean, yeah, it's late and all, but I'm usually up late, so, or early, or whatever you want to call it. Huh, I guess I can just do that without rubber bands. There is one thing about Glider Pro that kind of bugs me a slight bit, though. It's that it doesn't tell you exactly how much rubber bands and battery you have left. It does blink and tell you when you're low, but it doesn't really tell you exactly at all, which is the one slight nitpick I've got. I still have no clue what all those switches are necessarily linked to, but... I still want to get the clock. You can just do battery in short, tiny little bursts, and it'll probably get you farther if you have a long ways to go. But yeah. There's some things you can bump harmlessly against, so maybe I am remembering it from Glider Pro. Maybe it just depends on the object. I don't know. Alright, go, go, go. There we go. I don't know, I'm just sating my curiosity with these sorts of things and just, you know, I'm just enjoying this. Been stressed lately. Glider's a good way to get rid of that. Yeah, it's different than my normal stress relief. Normally I go for like video game catharsis, like Burnout, that sort of thing, but doing an easy Glider Pro house, that's not such a bad thing. I do seem to remember if you just hit the bottom of that, then you just die, because, yeah. I seem to remember that happening when I played this way back when. Once again, never entirely sure on these things, but pretty sure I remember these things. I wonder. Oh, right, that's just the aw shoot room. I don't know why I thought that would be an entirely separate room. Guess I'm not too good at judging distances in Glider Pro yet. Because you can kind of get some idea, because unless you're trying to really play this on a machine that doesn't have much memory, then you'll be able to see the adjacent rooms. There's 3 different settings for that. There's just the room you're in. There's 3 rooms, which is the room you're in and the room to your left and right. And then there's 9, which is what I'm doing now, which is where you can kind of see all the adjacent rooms. And I think if you're playing on a higher resolution, you can actually see more. So if you're playing this on a big old classic Macintosh screen or something, you can see pretty far around you, but it's generally not necessary. If you're playing on a 640 by 480 screen, you're probably going to see enough, and you generally don't need to see into adjacent rooms. It can be helpful once in a while, but it's definitely not a requirement. I'm kind of glad I kept continuing this, because I could keep talking about this sort of thing. Ah. No. I'm not doing very good at this right now. Yeah, this is just really basic timing stuff, though. I mean, some of the houses get downright evil with what they expect you to do, if I'm remembering right. I don't know if Slumberland's really too evil, it's just really quite long. And of course there are going to be some difficult parts, but I mean, you have 400 rooms at least, so... If I remember right, it's not a whole lot over 400, but... yeah. And if I remember correctly from people's personal experiences with it, it's also quite possible to miss one of the stars and not be able to go back for it. But this is kind of not personal experience because I never got that far. So yeah. Bounces off the invisible walls. Oh, okay, so if you go down, it just hovers you there. So it's not gonna just kill you. It's not that cruel. If you got to the end, it'll just let you collect it. Okay, so I had to know, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with playing through it twice. I don't know. It's fun. What more can I really say about that? So yeah, next time we'll probably do some more of the John Calhoun authored houses that are on the CD, and some of the easier stuff. And eventually maybe move on to Slumberland, which is actually a 4-person collaboration between John Calhoun and 3 other people. So yeah, that's probably part of the reason why it's so big. Glider 4 is like 50, 60 rooms, something like that. Glider 2 and 3 are like 15? Yeah, the houses get bigger and bigger as they go along, so... Yeah, Leviathan? That's somewhere like 1,000 plus rooms. It's the biggest Glider Pro house in existence, so... There's all kinds of, wondrous, challenging things out there, both in the world of Glider 4 and Glider Pro, so... If anybody wants to see more, or if you have any special requests, some houses sitting around on your hard drive that may or may not still be on the internet, feel free to send them to me, and I will upload them, play through them. I'll make sure they're out there, along with any information you might have on them. Yeah, I take suggestions, I listen to these things. So, just so you know, feedback kind of drives this forward. So yeah, this is Tanara Kuranov. Until next time. Man, I botched up the ending there. Yeah, this is Tanara Kuranov, and until next time, glide on, I guess. I didn't really have an ending planned for this, because I'm dumb. See you next time!